Hello, I am Lauren Dolby and I am your student's 7th grade math teacher. A little bit about myself. This is my 9th year teaching at IMS. I teach 6th grade math, 7th grade math, and structured studies. It is great to have some students that I had in 6th grade again in 7th grade. To start off with, I'm going to share about my philosophy about the democratic classroom. If you look at the image in the middle with the red circle and all of the lines coming from that, that would be what money classrooms look like. And what I am moving towards is what's on the right. This is my third year of putting this into practice. And instead of me being at the center and controlling it all, in the first picture in the center section, we all work together as a community, students, everyone helping one another. A lot of the main focuses of the democratic classroom are problem solving, and we do that a lot through class meetings. Then there's responsibility, and that's through class jobs, which we are adapting in the online setting. Our math is grounded in the Common Core State Standards, which has been around for a while. Those are kind of the overview of the Common Core State Standards. The topics we will be covering in this year are the ones listed there. The ones highlighted at the bottom are ones we are hoping to get to, but will all be dependent on how long we are in the red learning model we have prioritized as a school on each grade level, what are our focuses, and we used different guidelines to help us come to those decisions to make sure we are giving the students what they need to be successful for the future. We have a new curriculum this year we are super excited about. It's called EdGEMS Math. I'm going to take you to an online access so you can see what that looks like. We have this online access, and we go into Unit 1, and it's broken up by lesson. And here there are different components. So there's a unit vocabulary, the My Lesson, which is the textbook view, Explore, which will be in-class activities we do together, Student Gems, which are enrichment and review. These online practices are great because I have to enable them for students to take. Then there are some different practices that will be assigned as homework. This ebook is not as friendly version, so I recommend the My Lesson to see the textbook. There's a parent guide for you and a video lesson. I'll be recording my own video lessons, but that is another option for students. One thing that I'm really excited about this EdGEMS curriculum is how engaging it is with students and problem solving. And so I'm trying to adapt what the in-class activities to be online, and I'm really excited to try those out with students this year. Next is growth mindset. I want to foster a learning environment. Students will take risks in math, be okay to make mistakes because we learn from our mistakes. And so really giving all students the opportunity to grow as a math learner. And it's not that I'm a math person or I'm not a math person, is that we're all just different points in our journey and we all have a place to grow in our learning. Standards-based grading. This is my second year adopting standards-based grading. There's a pilot team at IMS of about a dozen or more teachers. If you look on the left, that's the scale. Our goal is a 3 at standard. The only things graded in class are assessments. Standards-based grading is a measure of a student's mastery of a grade level standard, multiple opportunities to demonstrate proficiency. So after students have completed test corrections, there'll be an opportunity to retake a new version of the test or quiz to show that they have improved mastery. And then not all assessments will have an opportunity for a 4. A 4, I label them as reach for a level 4. It is a connection of various math concepts. It is beyond what has been explicitly taught. It's more abstract. So for a standard, just these 10 questions, if a student were to get them all correct, that would be a 3 at standard. And if there's an opportunity for a 4, that would be an opportunity to reach for that. But again, not all assessments will have that. What will synchronous learning look like? There'll be a big focus on partner and group work to have that interaction, since most of the learning is asynchronous and individual. We will have time to review what we've learned at home and come together, but I really want it to be a time where students can be interacting with one another in breakout rooms. So far, we have assigned a breakout room as like their table group, and they'll mix up and see other students, but I wanted them to have a place where they could build connections and relationships with a few people. And so over the course of time, so that's where they're kind of starting, and each month will change just like we would change table groups in the classroom. One app that I'm really excited about is Class Kick, and I'm going to show us a video to learn more about that. All right, so I'm really, whoops, that changed, but I'm really excited about that app. It's an app that I used in the classroom before. I tried it a little bit during the spring, but I'm really excited to use that more fully in synchronous learning, so that students can get real-time feedback and I can see their thinking on the screen. Next is asynchronous independent learning. Students will be watching video lessons, particularly on an app called Edpuzzle, which is integrated into Schoology. So to show you a little bit about that, here is a video that I have created. So as students watch this video, they'll have an opportunity to pause and answer various questions. So they'll answer that question, submit, and then continue. So along the way, if you look at the bottom, all these little dots on the bottom are places for students to answer questions, which gives me feedback, gives them immediate feedback as well, and will help steer the conversation when we join class the next time of what questions do we have and what do we want to go over together. Other asynchronous learning could be online practices. Those were the activities that I need to enable on EdGems. And that also gives students immediate feedback and gives me feedback of where the student is in their learning. Then another form could be worksheets and or textbook problems, and I will go over more of that in a moment. There will be other forms of learning, but those are the three that as of now I'm envisioning for remote learning. Daily practice. When they have a worksheet or textbook problems, there'll be two options: a learning pathway, which is for students who feel like they are learning the new concepts or skills, and a stretching pathway for students who understand the concepts and skills and want to stretch themselves. Students are free to try either. They can try both. They can switch whichever one they're working on. This is just a way for to give students choice in their learning. After 30 minutes of on-task practice, that doesn't mean sitting in front of the worksheet and daydreaming, but actually being on task, I ask that students stop. I just want them to practice the math for 30 minutes, and I know all students work at a different pace. If they are having trouble, I would ask them to send me a message on Schoology, let me know where they got stuck, what they want help with, and I'd be happy to work with them in an office hours opportunity. When they finish, the answer key will be posted. If it is a textbook problem, I will highlight which is green or blue because there'll be some overlap between these two, and so they'll just look through one answer key to figure out which ones are their answers. Otherwise, there'll be two different answer keys if they're two different worksheets. Lastly, they'll take a picture of their work and submit it to Schoology. Finally, Schoology. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to review this with your students. The Safari and app version look different than one another. I've posted our Zoom links, our office, including our office hours, our remote learning schedule, and then each week you will find what students are working on. It is in chronological order. They also pop up onto the upcoming assignments. And in each assignment, it details what is assigned and how to turn it in and any needed resources that goes with it. Assignments will be posted as the learning progression happens. So on Monday, they might only see whatever is due the next day. It's not going to be the whole week's worth of learning because I want us to stay in step together, and there'll be new learning within each Zoom meeting. And so as you can see, for example, I have built up this week's assignments, but they're not all published yet. These ones are grayed out, and when we're ready, I will publish those for students to work on. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm looking to having a great year with your student.